Okay, Witches album part 2. Okay, we stopped on the curses page, so we need to move on to Mardi Gras. I figured she went on Mardi Gras. And whenever I say she, my husband kept saying, you keep saying she, who's she? And I said, she is me, you know, it's mine, because I got my pictures in it. But this isn't me. This was supposed to be some famous voodoo priestess or something. Marie Laveau or something. My husband actually found her on the internet for me when I was looking for voodoo stuff. And I have a wandering jewel. You ever get that problem? Just wanders right off. But I printed this off and made it on a stamp. And I had these Mardi Gras coins. And I kind of, I don't know if you can see, printed off these in black and white. They're like tombs. I thought it was kind of neat. Okay, let's go over here. This is Halloween page. Which that's her favorite holiday. And again, Bernadette, for some reason, even before you won the giveaway, you sent this to me before the giveaway. So I had to use it in there because I had a blank spot. And I looked over that stuff you gave me. I said, hey! But these chipboard pieces like this, Fright Night, the pumpkin, probably can't see them, the Witch's Boot, Chills and Thrills, the 31, October 31st, and the Boo. They were all from that same chipboard thing that I got. This and the other, those other real thick pieces. And this is a banner thing. I went ahead and glued it down, but I had some twine here at the house, so I glued it back, those banners, in some black cardstock, and it says 31 on it. But they were out of the collection. And these are some more of those little things that Peggy gave me. They were more of a pearl color, so I used my alcohol ink and dyed those purple. And that chipboard piece right there, they're nice and thick, you know, real thick. That also came out of the same package. And it would lay flat if I just leave it alone. See, it lays pretty fat. And I did check Renje's book, and she only had 12 of these, like 3 of these 4-section pieces. So you know, mine's twice as big. So I had to come up with some stuff to do. But also in here are some tags and some of those heat embossed ones that Bernadette had sent me, and that was out of the collection. And all of this stuff where it has orange glittery, anything you see that has this orange glittery, including this page right here, I had to put the multi-mat on it to keep the glitter from flaking off all over. But there, I love these little tags. Thank you, Bernadette. They worked out great in the Halloween page. And I popped that up on Pop Dots. And the tag for this one is, it just says, the best day ever, which is, you know, hey, Halloween for a witch. It goes back down in there. Okay, and then this one comes out like this, and it's Halloween. And this is actually the bottom part of this page, where this is all bats. And I thought that was neat. These are bats, but that was just actually the bottom part of that page. And it's like a thinner paper. Do I have anything on the back? Oh yeah, I have Halloween on the back of that one. Duh. Halloween. Halloween's great. Halloween's fun. Halloween's a fun holiday. And this is, I call this the poetry page. And I noticed whenever I was just previewing that other one, my camera's not focusing very well. I like this part of the picture here, so I didn't really do anything to that. It was already glittered and everything. And there's another one of those raven pieces, and this was actually the miniature. Remember I said I put the miniatures in there. It needs a few more tags, but I wanted to keep it kind of simple. Down here is it's a definition of poetry, and I just put it on one of those scalloped ovals. And here's some of the metal from Monique's shop, one of those little jewels in it. And that's a bee. Remember I said the bee was really cool whenever I got those? Maybe you don't. Some people haven't watched all my videos. But the poetry page, which doesn't love the Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. And I made this, and I kind of, you know, smushed up the sides a little bit to make it look like she had actually been reading this quite a bit. And like I said, another piece of metal from Monique's shop. And I actually printed out the poem, The Raven. And you can actually read this. And I did not know that The Raven was so long. It is huge, long. And it's actually not a bad poem, because I printed it out and then I retyped it on a break at work. I have lots of breaks at work. That's why I'm on YouTube so much. But I printed it out and typed it out, and I read it as I typed it, which is what you're not supposed to do. They teach you that whenever you're typing for somebody else. Don't read what you type, just type. And there, of course, I think I gave you a preview of the music page before, and that's me, and that's one of those butterflies that I got from Monique's shop. And these are the tags for this page, and there's the miniature of this paper over here. And there's a violin, and actually this is like a quote from Beethoven or whatever, right there. And they go down in here. And this is not actually a song, but it is Song of the Witches by William Shakespeare that I put on there. It's not really music. I don't know. I've never seen the play, so I don't. What play is that from? Hamlet? Or Richard III? I don't know. Anyway, there's my spider crawling across the keyboard, and then of course the tag right here. And it's a little bit shorter than the others, but that's a quote by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. So, anyway, alright. And then this, of course, is music. It has the definition of music, and right there, and on the back of this one, I don't know, that one's from Johann Sebastian Bach. So, alright. And this is the page where I really could have used my cauldron, because I had a blank spot down here, and I kept asking I said, what do I need? He said, well, it's witches, and they're talking about, double, double, toil and trouble. And I actually memorized that poem for last Halloween, but I didn't memorize it all, because the second long stanza right here is really gross. I even changed some of the words. It freaked me out so much. But anyway, that's what Bernadette, when I said I could really use that cauldron, I had to print this off the internet. Yeah, it's double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, Fillet of a finny steak in the cauldron boil and bake. I have newt, toad, frog, willow, bat, tongue of dog. I memorized that poem. And this is where I was showing you some of the pictures, and this is where I got addicted to the misting, because these were just plain white doilies that, people put under little cakes and stuff. And I painted them. I mixed up a bunch of paint, and I said, well, that looks like butt. So, I misted them with the only two mists that I had, which was the Perfect Pearls. It was like smoke blue and heirloom gold or something. And I misted them. I said, hey, that's not bad. So I just kept misting them and layering them up. And that's the key, I think. You have to keep layering those colors, even if there's only two. So then when I glued them down, I said, I can't get these glued down again. And that's whenever that Mod Podge, I fell in love with Mod Podge. But anyway, you saw these pictures, and you saw what I was doing with them. But I did cut out this clock, and I do have a Cricut cartridge that does the clock, believe it or not. And it's layered, and it even has the hands, and I just put a little gold pearl right there. And I cut out the words on my Cricut too. It just happened to have a cartridge that does that. Who knew? I just kind of walked away from my Cricut whenever I got my Big Shot, but I shouldn't do that. There's lots of stuff on those little cartridges. And that says remember. It kind of blends in, but that says remember. And over here, same cartridge, cut out that moon right there, and this says treasure and dream, and it's all real subtle, but yeah. Okay, and then this is my correspondence page. I have, let me get this down. I hope my camera starts to focus. I had this in a collection that was the same sticker collection as that pin that I had over on the other side. And here, doesn't go on this page, but I stuck it in there anyway because I saw it across. There's my spider, my spider punch, and I heat embossed that, and I made some postcards, because if she's out and about, she may want to drop a line to somebody, and you always want to have one. This is an extra envelope. I actually made the envelopes. Whenever I have the same Martha Stewart scoring board that has the thing to make the envelopes, and Peggy was doing her tutorial on how to make the extra large envelopes, and I said, hey, wonder how small I'll make them. Hey, made it a perfect size. And I had the extra one, it would not fit over here, but there's for she's got some these just slid down, up and down. Whoa, came loose, no wonder. Oops, nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Yeah, everybody saw it, so I'll have to glue that down. Hey, it happens to the best of us. I made her some stationery, Yeah. It's all stamped and the edges are inked. And I'm going to lay this over here. And this is a library pocket I made, and I got that from Kathy Orta. But here's all the envelopes, and they're all envelopes, every one of them. And when I had like 6, and this is like 6 just would not fit. It's like just would not fit. And down here is business cards, so I stuck some business cards down here. One's from the collection. Now, those go in there. And down here I said, well, you can't mail a letter without stamps, so I made a clear pocket here, and I made it to where you can actually reach in and get those stamps like that. Maybe too far over that way, I'm sorry. But yeah, you can reach down in there and get those stamps, so yeah, that really bums me out about that. What did I use for that? Oh, I see, no wonder I used a glue or something. Watch this. Watch this. Let's just fix on the fly, man. Fix it on the fly. Hey, can't keep the chick down. You know, we have no time for this crap. We gotta keep going. There you go. Fix on the fly. Okay, and this was the other place that I had that I said, remember it? I have a thing that makes file folders. Who knew? It sticks up a little bit higher. I wish I'd have had it down a little bit farther, but it's the cutest thing. It really is. See? And the other one's a little bit smaller. Oops. So, and then this one, I couldn't. I was running out of ideas and steam, but made that one, and it's got this on the back. It's like a to and from thing, and then I just said things. And this is the one that always gets hung up. It's like I made it just about 1/8 of an inch too wide. Hey, thank you. And then this last page, which is really running long, like I said, I made it a flip book, and I used some of these little tags here. It goes like this. There's a magnet in the middle. I learned that from, who did I see that from? Don't put it on the end, put it in the middle. But, and just, there's another one of orange cats and some of those tags, and you can put something in there, a picture or something. Snaps closed. And this is the back. I don't know if I showed you that I actually did put rivets in here because it was going to be pulled and tugged on so much. But that's it. Witch's Journal, warts and all. You even saw part of it fall apart. So there it is, and I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, I'll get to the wand sometime. But there it is. And thank you all for being very patient and waiting on it. And Elisa Martinez, now you've seen the Witch's Journal. Alright, and you can scrap lift anything because I forget what I did anyway. Alright, well, thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.